Hey y'all, welcome to another episode of Lots by Q. Now let me tell y'all something. This episode right here is something like really like close to my heart. These people right here, let me tell you something. When I say that we got some history going on right here, and not only that, you're gonna learn a lot from them, far as like business, as being a successful marriage couple in a successful business. Hey, how many of them do you get in these days? But anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and let them go ahead and introduce themselves. Go ahead. Hey guys, what's up? Welcome to Lost by Q.
Thank you, thank you. My name is Kat. This
The
is
microphone.
Darius. Oh, yep. Sorry. All right. My name is Kat. This is Darius. So Darius and I, we've been together for almost 8 years now. It's been an exciting, adventurous journey by all means. Everything from personal to us developing a business together, going through COVID together.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Look, I told y'all, y'all about to learn so much from them sitting on. But anyway, let me go ahead and let him introduce himself. I'm sorry, y'all. But go ahead.
But no, it's real. Like when COVID had happened, we ended up having a newborn baby at that time, and we both come from the dealership industry. And so for us to be able to figure out like what's next, what are we gonna do? And my husband was like, I'm gonna go out there and I'm gonna grind. I'm gonna figure it out, and I'm gonna keep swinging. And until this day, we literally keep swinging. We've started everything from a transport business. We have 6 beautiful kids. From 22 years old down to 4 years old. But happily married, been together for about 8 years, and I'll let you tell them a little bit about yourself and what you've been through and your journey.
Yeah, your boy. They used to call me Pimp. I got married. I got married. Hey, we're gonna be our 3rd year married. It's February, so it's not Pimp, but some people know me as GA, Darius, whatever. Mr. Anchor Down Chapo, man. We making some moves, man. Just trying to help a couple and just motivate, man. That's really why we buy. I've known Q for, we just talking about that, about 20 years, some old crazy shit like that, like 2 decades. And just to be here and first of all supporting my dog and just giving our story so the world can kind of figure out their path, their journey, you know what I mean, and their trajectory and based off of how we rocking. And I hope I can help you as we've been helped throughout it all the same way. Definitely happily married, and definitely successful with how we doing with Anchor Down Transport and Anchor Down Logistics, baby.
Okay. Yes.
Look, guys, now look. I'm about to ask them a couple of questions. All right, now look, some of them may be juicy, but look, on the road though, a lot of it is going to be informational. Now look, y'all not about to be coming in my comments about how I be pronouncing these words, because y'all already know what I mean. Yeah. But a lot of it's gonna be, and he already know. But a lot of stuff is going to be informational too. Okay, so where can we start with? All right, so I want to start with how you guys met.
Okay.
And I want y'all to know they have a transportation company. Yes.
And
logistics. See, that's why I'm about to give them the microphone so they can tell y'all more of the details. But however, yes, they got, and look, I'm gonna let them tell you where they started from and to where they are at right now. And let me tell you something. I am so, bro, you can learn a lot from them, but I'm gonna go ahead and give them the microphone. Let me stop talking. And I'm gonna let them go ahead, let them tell you a little bit about how they met, a little bit, go into that, and how they became, started a company, Anchor Down.
Thank you. Well, I'll tell you my story, but
hers is her version.
But
mine is my version.
Jerry's story is
My
way
version be a little more raw.
But so, long story short, like I mentioned earlier, is that I ended up working at a car dealership, and I was a finance manager for about 7 years. And my manager was like, "Hey, let's go ahead and get a sales team to come on in and let's just really see what they're about, and maybe you can really make some big money in finance with them. And I was really against it. So long story short, fast forward.
Bread,
Darius,
I did make money, yes. However, at that time, it was a little bit of a different time in my life, but God don't make no mistakes. Let me tell you that. God don't make no mistakes. And he ended up making Darius enter into my life. And I remember one day that he was sitting down right by the front door, and he was like, "Hey, how are you doing today?" And I'm like I don't feel good. And I just completely ignored him, because at that point, a lot of people were trying to talk to me. I was single, and I really didn't want to deal with none of it. And it was nonsense. And Darius is like, "Yeah, everyone was trying to talk to you and blah, blah, blah." And he's like, "I was the last person I want to talk to you." And long story short, I ended up going out and what we call to the front points, and I ended up making a sale with him, and I gave him my business card. And after the business card, I had my number. And long story short, here we are, fast forward. So, but yeah, for real. I'll let Darius go ahead and tell you the rest of his story, because my story is the real one.
No, there's a lot of truth to that. She just leave out a couple parts, and that's fine. I was that guy when I came out to Phoenix.
Cat, you know what?
Nah.
I was that guy. And so, yeah, like you say, we was a team of like 6. So I came from the car business too. And I was traveling around the country helping out dealerships independently for promotional sales events. Went to Phoenix, had opportunity out there. I went and shine like I do.
Oh gosh.
Hey. But just let's just be real. But no. The real is her general manager brought me up in the meetings a lot, and so it just so happened to resonate on her mind often. And like she said, I tried to say hello to her, and she just kind of like she just walked off. So I was like, I'm the FDB man now. Like, all right, then, like, no problem. I'm gonna just keep going, but end up circulating right back. Like she said, we got a deal together, and we just exchanged contact information, and the rest was from there. I was living in, way on the east side.
Right.
She living way out in Phoenix.
2,000 miles apart.
It didn't really make no sense, but that's how it rocks sometimes, man. Sometimes the things you just don't really understand resonates for the betterment. And that's like the beginning parts of how we kind of commenced our love, our journey, our opportunities together, for real.
Yeah.
Oh my God, y'all! If that's not a fairy tale story, I don't know what it is. Right. Oh my God, Lord Jesus! And from here, next thing I knew, we came back to Georgia. He said, "Q, I'd like for you to meet this special lady in my life, and her name is Kat." And from the day I met her, this been my sister from then on. Like, I love this girl right here. But anyway, guys, let's get off that. I want y'all to tell them, how did you guys started your transportation and logistic company? Who want to go first?
Darius can actually start on that, since he began the journey itself. So.
Yeah, like so shouts out to my guy Tion, him and his brothers. Them were the guys who really motivated me to try to do it and lead a car business. So I met them. I actually met Tion, and I don't know if you want me to tell the story, I'm gonna say it. But my first I left the car dealership, like working in a home dealership, so I started traveling to help out. My first place I traveled to was North Carolina. I met my dog Tion in North Carolina. Man, I linked with him ever since then, right? And he left the business and was like, "Yo, me and my brother, we're gonna start this transport company. You should leave it." And I was like, "Man, I don't know. Like, it costs a lot of money to buy trucks, trailers, all that kind of stuff. Like, I wasn't really thinking like that." But I listened, and it kind of resonated with me over time. And when I met Kat, and then she took me to her mom. Her mom's first question was, when she understood this was real, but in order for it to be real, you're gonna have to leave Phoenix. I got 2 little babies out here. I'm gonna have to be right here for them. So how can we make this make sense? Her mom said, what are you going to do to take care of my babies? Her babies are her mom's babies too. Like,
look, grandma's
at all.
At all.
So she was like, what are you going to do? And I was like, I'm going to start a transport company. And I didn't know the name. We didn't know what we're going to do with it. Nothing. And fast forward, she's out here now. I'm still working at a dealership. And I'm really like, I'm a big researcher. I like to study. I like to understand what I'm doing before I try to get into something. I like the proper knowledge so I can make the right decisions, right? So I'm writing stuff down. I wish I still had on papers, man. Like really like writing old computers, real raw drafting, everything. And her dad and stepmom was like, hey, this is during COVID. I got furloughed after leaving the whole dealership thing. And it was like, yo, I'm gonna give you opportunity to get your first truck and your first trailer. I see how you doing. Ashley linked up with Wood. And I just needed some money during that week. And Wood just bought a trailer he found online, some old crazy shit. He didn't even know what he was gonna do with it. But he just said, I got a trailer, I know we can hustle. And so I went out there with him for a week. We figured it out. And I just took off with ideas I already had. And man, like it's so many different parts of that story. But long story short was my dog Tion was really like, man, you should do this. And the crazy thing, he's not even in the business no more. He went back to the car business.
Oh wow.
He's not even in. Like we stuck with it.
Wow.
Like we stuck all the way with it, and kind of like grew and learned more about, transport itself. Like what else is there missing? What are the gaps, or what other areas of opportunity are available? And so we kind of built further. And so we went to dispatching for other people outside of our own trucks. We built our little fleet up to 4 trucks, trailers, enclosed open trailers, and then went further and started a brokerage and partnered with some people in Honduras. Because my truck broke down, I had a friend of mine named Dakari out of California. He's moving back to Atlanta. My truck broke down on the way. So I made a post, made a link. Shouts out to my dog Chris and Jean over there, Global X Logistics in Honduras. Like for real, we really got
an amazing journey with them.
we got a lot of money with them for 3 years or better. And we just got like, hey man, let's just keep going. So it's a lot more to this, but the simplified version is like, man, we figured out something we wanted to do, and we learned, and we applied that knowledge. And that's the biggest thing with all this is really just applying what you learned, dog. And I don't know, man. Like she could tell you more about it.
Right. I was going to say that now, Kat. Now look. Now we understand. We got his side of, but you gotta tell me. Yes, you are the administrator, you are the HR, you do everything. You do the buzz, you do the payroll, you do the dispatch. Now you do on the end. How is it working on that part of the end in this business?
Sure. So, first off, that part of the business is a headache. Let me tell you. Yeah, I am a glorified babysitter. Like honestly. Wow. But when it comes to the brokerage side, I'm dealing with everyone from the customer that the car is getting delivered to. Right. I'm dealing with making payments to the driver. Right. I'm dealing with making sure that the brokers are, not contacting the clients ahead of the time before I, get to talk to them, and really just arranging the logistics side of it. Right. But it comes very natural, and I think a lot of it for me is I love to talk first off, and so it's like so it's like when I come to talking to people, I'm approachable. And I remember Darius when we first started the business, he's like, you don't got to be so bubbly and so happy talking to these people. I'm like, no, like that is the key thing about this industry, is about being customer centric. Right. And we really started to build not only our name, but this industry about follow-up, customer service, just communication. And that's the biggest gap in this industry, is the lack of communication. And I truly feel that Darius and we have such a big impact on people because we communicate with them. And it's so simple. It don't cost a single dime to communicate.
It don't, guys.
It doesn't. And so But I mean, I do stuff like where I interview our drivers. Darius always says, "Oh, you're better at interviewing," and all that it is, I'm just asking questions.
Right.
Yeah, I don't know what more it is,
I'm
but
like, man, if she don't want you, I don't want you.
yeah.
Yeah.
So, but I came from corporate America. I worked with some very major
that's
industries.
why it just flows. So
Yes, yeah, with my corporate America background,
Right.
it's helped out so much because I know what to ask. I know what
Right.
triggers, that may turn me off or turn me on with it. But the biggest thing is just really understanding like an individual.
Right.
And when it comes to like the administrative side of it, it's really easy, but what's hard is really just dealing with people's money. Like
Right.
it seems crazy,
Right.
but
Right.
we're the biggest negotiators when it comes to this industry. I mean, you're
Yeah.
negotiating not only with your client to earn their business, but you're negotiating also with the drivers. And we understand both sides. We understand both being a driver, but we also understand the brokerage side.
Right.
So there's a lot involved on, well, do we give them some or do we gain some for a long-term relationship?
Right.
And that's the biggest thing, is to have that long-term relationship. So
Now, look, guys, I always tell y'all, I always like to give y'all, well, try to give y'all a little, little pointers and whatever, whoever, whatever my guests would like to offer. So with that being said, y'all done heard from the driver's side and y'all done heard from the broker,
brokerage
the
side,
breaker side,
the glorified
the
babysitter.
administration side, the glorified babysitter side. Now, what would you tell someone who want to start in a business, who who already in the business, but they not, seeing, I guess, the money, or they are keep getting the bumps in the road? What advice would you give, or that, or what else can you give? Like maybe, that someone that's out there that is in the transportation business, and you want to be like, okay, well, maybe they didn't know this. Maybe it's something, they could tell the broker and they could get extra 25 cents per mileage.
Mhm.
You don't have to, give away all of y'all secrets.
Yeah.
But, just a little bit. Just a little bit. Like I told y'all, I got y'all.
My biggest thing is, in going back to the basics, just talk to your people. Like communication
Right.
is the biggest thing. And when you don't talk to people, or and it sounds crazy because it's very elementary, but a lot of people lie in this industry.
Yes.
Like they're
Right.
big liars.
Right.
Just be honest. Like if you're going to be early, you're going to be delayed, you're going to, whatever the situation may be, just be honest. And so I think communication is key with that. And Darius is going to talk a little bit more.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. That's a big thing for sure, is communication, coming from the driver's side of it, and just having the right information so you can make your schedule proper. Drivers are regulated by so much time that they can operate, per day, and then they have to stop. So I'm really one, like, again, to mention, I like to study, I like to understand. So, and I'm always the guy that says, hey, do it right, so you don't have to do it twice. And so for that, business itself, man, how do you negotiate better? How do you understand your business landscape better? It's to study. The old school saying, if you want to hire somebody, put in the book. It's there. The information is there. You just got to go out there and learn it, and then reach out to make relationships, communicate, adjust a little bit. What is this person not doing that I could do? Little stuff, having a business card, having a professional website, having, your SEO, your Google landing page done properly. And you don't have to spend thousands or tons of money on it. You can just really get information, learn it, and then, contract with other people to kind of make it make sense for you financially, whatever your route may be with your finances. A business is going to cost money. Transportation going to cost a lot of money. It's always a headache with it, and there's always something going on, but just be a student to the game, man. That's my biggest advice. Be a student. Don't think that all this shit gonna come easy. Ain't none of this easy. We got a lot more to go, and we're not nowhere near nothing that some people might think. We're not as far as where we even want to be at. So even if somebody sees where you're at right now, but your mind telling you you're gonna be somewhere different anyway, it don't even matter. just keep growing, be a student, man, and just continue to reach. And that's my best advice to summarize. You know, we can dig.
Okay, now before we wrap this up, I don't know. Well, look, sometimes I gotta drop the ball. I don't know if if maybe you could just tell them a little bit about it. I guess without putting the driver, information out there too much. But I did see when you post on social media where one of your drivers, I guess, flipped the truck. So yes, I mean this is part of the business as being an owner operator. I would like to. I mean, can you just how much? I don't know how much details y'all could go into about the accident, but can you just go into it and just let them know how much did it cost? I mean, how much did it affect the business? How did y'all feel as being the owner operator? What did y'all do about the driver? All of that good stuff.
I can tell you that exact moment. I feel like it was just yesterday, and it's been well over a year now.
Oh, wow.
It happened November last year.
Yep, November last year. And I was actually interviewing a potential contract or a client to get a contract with a big dealer group. Yep. And all of a sudden, Darius comes in, and I'm with the CEOs, I'm with the owners, I'm with managers. And all of a sudden, I see Darius come into the room and saying, our truck just got flipped.
Wow.
And my hand is shaking, and I'm trying to hold my composure still as to interviewing my potential client. And it's like, what? Like, I almost couldn't comprehend it.
Like, you never think it happened to you.
No.
Like, you never think it. No matter how much application you apply, no matter how much training you offer, how much prayers go behind all that training and day to day, it don't matter. Like, any given day. And that was already a tough point as it is.
It was.
To already have that. And when I say a tough point, so again, we went up to 4 trucks, bro, and we already had 2 trucks that was in the shop at the time.
Wow.
Brand new, like we never bought nothing used. Wow. And 2 trucks was in the shop at the same time. And it took about 11 months between the 2 last year. Transmissions, both trucks, they was ordered brand new. They came in a little staggered. One had 3,000 miles on it, transmission went out. The other one had 7,000 miles, transmission went out. And we stuck with them. And right when we finally got them out the dealerships, like literally, old boy flipped the truck.
Wow.
And that was crazy for us. It was a really turning point to really understand, like, where do you really want to be at with this? Because of the obstacles already been through with the business, with the transport side. The trucks is the highest risk side of this business, but it offers capacity. It offers, hey, I can do it. If I can't do it, I know we can pass it over to our brokers, whatever. But yeah, back in November last year, man, when Buddy flipped that truck, and can't go into a whole lot, but it was a bad decision on the driver. For how that day went and how it even happened in the first place. And it's a high school friend of mine, 20 years ago type thing. And we still try to give him a shot. We gave him a shot. We know things happen. He needed an opportunity no matter what. So we gave him an opportunity in the beginning when another friend of ours, mutual friend of ours, denied him even coming onto his company as we coached him up to start a company. And he denied this guy to come on. We took him instead. And gave him a shot, and still gave him a shot after that. And unfortunately, we had to cut that tie based on insurance rejected him. But the happy part of that is he had enough knowledge to go start his own.
Okay.
Yeah.
So he has his own company now, and he named it after his kids. And he's in Florida doing this thing. He went and got a CDL recently. Shouts out to him. I'm whatever. We'll never forget that moment. None of that, but. Oh boy, it turned positive out of a negative for sure.
Oh, that was awesome. That was definitely a hardship turning into a blessing. So we're excited to share that with you guys.
Yes. So see, guys, look, y'all. I told y'all I brought y'all some good information on the ins and out on owning a transportation company and a transportation
logistics
as well. 2 companies, along with being a married couple with 6 kids. Yes. And look at that. I'm telling you, it can happen, y'all. Do not give up. So with that being said, I want you guys to let my audience to know how they can follow you, if they need any cars, transport, how they can get in touch with you. Because let me tell y'all something. This is about to be a part 2. We're about to wrap it up over here with Darius and me and Miss Cat. We're about to go in the kitchen and she's about to show y'all some good tradition Mexican.
Chef, though.
Yes. I mean, he gonna come over there with us, but let me go ahead and wrap this up with the transportation. But yes, guys, I mean, look, I need for y'all to follow them. All the information is going to be in below. Trust me, your cars will be in good hands with them. But let me pass this mic before I talk too much.
Yes, we're on Instagram at anchordowntransport.com, as well as you can find us on Facebook, which is also Anchor Down Transport. And you could just find us on Google us. And it's actually pretty easy, just www.anchordowntransport.com. But if you have any questions, feel free to give us a call at 678-941-4545. Lord have mercy. All right.
She back.
All right, guys, stay tuned. Look, do not walk away. We're about to go right in the kitchen right now and cook up this Mexican dish. Stay tuned.